So, a quick heads up, it's about 10 AM here right now, and I recorded the remainder of the video about a couple hours ago. So, I hope you won't mind the voice quality or lack thereof, and I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Hello and welcome! Today I'll be covering the new League servers that Ascension's getting. The first of which is going to launch in about 13 hours from the making of this video. This server is going to last for a month and it's intended for testing stuff, therefore it's going to be rather chaotic. But at the same time it's going to be a really great opportunity for you to test your builds and churn them out very, very quickly. Now I'll mention how and why. First of all, as mentioned, this is going to last a month. It's going to start July 17th. And is going to end mid-August. The characters that you build up here are going to merge in their entirety into the TBC realm, which is going to be up and running around late August. Now, there are going to be real-time tweaks and changes to this realm, because as I mentioned, it's a testing realm. So be wary, your build might get invalidated the very next day you actually manage to get it together. Because they're going to be buffing and nerfing stuff left and right all the time. Expect a couple patches even within a single day. Trust me, we're living through that right now in the alpha realm, one day before the League server. There have been minutely patches going about. Now, how fast is the progression going to be? Well, to give you an idea, Fell Touched was 5 times experience. This is going to be 7 times experience gain. You're going to be leveling up very, very fast. And you can bring also your vanity collections from other servers. So you'll have access to your books, you'll have access to your mounts. Everyone's going to be running around very quickly and leveling up very quickly and getting lots of loot, because loot gains also increased in raids, honor gains increased, and arena point gains also increased. The realm's still going to feature the challenge modes, Iron Man, Survivalist, and Resolute. I would strongly advise against going Resolute because doing 1x XP gain throughout this server is just going to be an utter waste. Just do that later on the main realms if you really fancy it. Instead, what I would really recommend is getting a couple of friends together and going for a Survivalist run, because leveling up is very, very fast, as I said. Or you could even go for Iron Man, really. It's all up to you. Iron Man might be easier in terms of soloing people, whereas Survivalist will definitely have its strength in terms of playing together with friends and coordinating. Yes, you will face other parties, other groups of people, but still, if you have the larger friend group, or if you have the better players, who's to tell? You probably will be fine. Now, it's still going to be free pick. This is not like the seasonal servers that had draft mode forced upon you or wildcard. You will have complete free pick. Another feature that's going to be implemented with the TBC pre-patch on this server is going to be the random enchants. Now, you see on the screen that it says uncommons and rares are going to have unique effects, and there's going to be thousands more new random enchants, some of which have been removed that we currently have in the main realm, and lots have been added anew. Now, the uncommon ones that I mentioned, even though it says unique effects over there, they're actually not that unique. There are a couple of categories which each spell has an RE for, as long as it's applicable. These are cooldown reduction, mana reduction, damage increase, critical strike chance, so on and so forth. So obviously, if your spell at hand does not have cooldown, you're not going to have a cooldown RE for it. Now, rares are a bit more unique. In rares, you got stuff resembling talents a bit more. The current talents that you see with percentage bonuses and increases, you know. Whereas epic ones are almost the same as legendary REs, in the sense that they provide very unique new effects for your abilities. you can have up to 3 epic REs, and I wouldn't necessarily suggest that the legendary REs are always universally much better than the epic REs that you have on the same ability, or even different ones across the board, really. Now, legendary, you only get 1 of legendary REs, just like it is right now on the main realms, and they're relatively powerful effects, and both epic and legendary REs are build defining REs, meaning you can base entire builds around them, and it really works. There are some REs that are very, very unique, or a combination of them really make or break a particular potential build. Now, apart from REs, you also get dynamic ability costs. Now, this is the crux of the matter, because this has huge implications. Abilities right now have different ability essence costs. It's huge. A build right now on the main realm that might be working might be completely dysfunctional and rendered, completely useless, just because it won't be able to get, let's say, 1/3 of the abilities that it really requires because of this system in place. To give you an idea, Divine Shield could be 5 to 6 ability essence cost. Blink could be 5 to 6 ability costs. I'm saying might be because by the time the League server is released, even everything we currently have in alpha are going to be perhaps invalid. There are minutely patches going out right now as we speak. Changes are being made constantly, both in terms of costs and number balancing. Now, this is particularly important for you to keep in mind, especially when you're making your builds, because you're going to have to change your build constantly based on these AE cost changes. This can be a boon for the entire server, or very, very bad curse for individual players, because your builds are going to be very, very restricted by this, as you have to factor in the ability essence economics into making your builds also. Stat systems getting revamped as well. You no longer can get stamina, and if you opt in for strength, basically you get 2x amounts of strength, then about half of that in agility, and your strength starts giving you 2 AP, whereas normally it gives you 1 AP right now. Same for agility, vice versa. Agility gives you 2 AP per point if you opt in for this one, and you also get half of the agility bonuses worth of strength. Now, strength also gives you parry chance if you choose the strength allocation. Intellect and spirit, on the other hand, they give equal amounts of intellect and spirit. However, intellect increases your spell damage based on your spell power, and spirit increases your healing power based on your spell power. Those are the only differences. And these are just a click of a button. There's no longer any points that you have to individually allocate. Bear that in mind. Now, Hero Architect. This is also what I'm going to use for the builds that I mentioned I'm making for you guys. Videos of which should be up relatively soon, right after this video. And please go and check them out. They will be very, very helpful for you. They're going to be making it very easy for you to level up to 60 relatively quickly, while also keeping you relatively safe in your PvP encounters. Now, Hero Architect is basically essentially a build editor whereby you can save your builds and publish them for public use. It's what I've done with my own builds that I'm making videos of, and you will be able to access those builds with the click of a button in-game without doing anything else on your part. The top builders are also going to be rewarded, since there's an upvote and downvote system, so the most popular builds published are going to have their creators receive rewards. Those rewards have not been disclosed yet, but I would imagine they would be something along the lines of perhaps the collection items, right? I mean, that first pops to mind. The other part is raids. I'm going to keep this very short. Basically, we're getting flex raids, meaning you no longer need to organize a guild worth of 25 players in order to have a raid. You can also do that with 10 men now. So we're going to have 10-man raids and 25-man raids. Now, the 10-man raids are flex raids, therefore you can have anyone up to 25, but minimum 10 people, right? So you could play with 11 people, 12 people, 13 people. It's never a problem if you're missing that one person or two people that couldn't make it. Therefore, the whole raid's cancelled because of them. That's not going to be the case anymore. As for the heroic difficulty that's being introduced, which is going to yield you heroic gear, it's going to require either 10 or 25 players. There's not going to be any in between in terms of heroic raids. Obviously, this is going to make raiding much easier across the board, as well as providing a challenge for those PvE oriented guilds or players who really like their content very difficult, and they will find this to be much more rewarding as well, with the heroic rewards being introduced. Alright, that's pretty much all that there is right now to the League servers. As soon as the League server launches, I'll be making a character, so make sure to go over to Discord right now. If we get enough players, I'm going to start a guild as soon as possible, and I'm going to be sharing my builds. So looking forward to playing with you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in game tomorrow. See you next time. Also, don't forget to check out the Discord channel, Twitch channel, and Twitter. Links in description.